All right, now let's look at our second activity for day 6 for Monday for today. There are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. However, these are word problems, and I'm going to walk you through kind of each one. I'm not going to solve each one. I am going to solve number 2, but I'm not going to solve all of these, but I am going to kind of direct you on how to approach each one so that you feel like you are successful with these problems. So looking at number 1, well, first let's read the directions. As Mr. Jackson, so same librarian as before in our first activity. Mr. Jackson is a librarian at Woodlawn Elementary School. He loves to learn about what his students are interested in and like to read so that he can get new books for the library. Number 1 says that Mr. Jackson got some new books for the library, all of which are the same size. He wants to display them for the students and teachers. He put the same number of books on each shelf as you can see in the picture. How many books are displayed on the shelves in all? Show your work. I'm going to give you a hint. This right here, this picture model, is an array model. So with knowing that, how can you solve this problem? Okay, use that array model knowledge to find the answer to how many books are on the shelf. Okay, and don't let this plant trip you up. Okay, because it said here it's the same number of books on each shelf. So if you can count how many are here on the first shelf, it's going to be the same on shelf 2 and shelf 3, even if you can't see the book because of the flower pot. They are trying to trick you here. So be stronger than the problem and use your array model knowledge here. Okay, that's number 1. Now we are going to look at number 2 in detail. So it says, the students at Woodlawn love fantasy fiction, so Mr. Jackson ordered some popular series of fantasy books. There are 7 books in the series by one of the most popular fantasy authors. Mr. Jackson decided to buy 4 sets of that series for the library. The students liked those books so much that he bought 4 sets of another series that included 5 books. How many new fantasy books did Mr. Jackson buy in all? Show your work. Wow, that is a huge word problem. It's a good thing that we use this strategy so much because it's really coming in handy with our virtual learning. That's right, I'm talking about Cubs. We need to pull out the most important numbers. We need to underline our question. We need to box our action words, our operation clues, and then of course we need to solve. Okay, so that is our goal here. Again, I'm going to zoom up just a little so I can really see this problem. Let's begin by circling the most important numbers. So the ones that stand out, there are 7 books in the first series. Okay, so there are 7 books in series 1. There are 7 books. And it says that he buys 4 sets of that series. We have the number 7 and we have the number 4. Okay, now in the second series that he buys, so series 2, we have that he bought 4 sets, so the number 4, that each include 5 books, so the numbers 4 and the number 5. So that was our C step. So that is done. Now, underlining the question, I'm going to get a new color so that we're not looking at a bunch of teal. Let's do like a nice deep blue. So whenever you're going to find your question to underline, find the question mark and then work your way back. So it says, here's the question mark, I'm going to work my way back. How many new fantasy books did Mr. Jackson buy in all? So that's our question. How many books did he buy in all? How many did he buy when I think about series 1 and series 2 together or in all? So that is my question. Now we need to box some operation clues or some action words. So again, I'm going to get let's do red for this. So the first one that stands out to me and that maybe stood out to you in the question was in all. We know that whenever we see in all, we are more than likely going to have to add at some point in this problem. However, think about this if you had sets of books. So imagine that you had 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of books, and each set had 7 books inside. So they each have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What operation did we just do? Good, we did multiplication. Now we didn't see the word each or the word times, but we have to sometimes think about these problems logically and create a picture model to help us, or imagine if we had sets of books that each had this number of books in their set. So we're going to have to multiply 7 times 4, and we are also going to be multiplying 4 times 5. Okay, so we're going to be multiplying, and don't forget, we're going to be adding. So when we add all of these dots up together in our 4 equal groups, we're going to get the product 28. Now, when I multiply 4 times 5, think about our multiples of 5. That was part of our 3rd grade multiplication bag. You can count up by 5s 4 times on your fingers, or you might already know this from memorization. The product here is going to be 20. So in series 1, there was a total of 28 books. And in series 2, there was a total of 20 books. But it didn't ask us how many books were in series 1 or were in series 2. It asked us how many books did he buy in all. So here's where our addition comes into play. And I forgot to check this, but we did box action words. So now we are on S, we are solving. So now we have to add our product from series 1 and our product from series 2. So this is a multi-step problem. This is where our in all action word comes from. So bigger number on top, 28 plus 20. I'm going to scoop up just a little. So when we add our ones place, we are going to get 8 plus 0 is 8. And then 2 plus 2, we are going to get 4. So our final answer is he bought 48 books total. Okay, so you are going to write this down for number 2, kind of process what we did, how we approached our cub strategy, and then how we approach solving using multiple operations. And then you're going to be able to do that same process for number 3 using different numbers. Okay, so that is page 1. Now on page 2, you are going to see 2 questions. And what I'm going to do is this is going to be your Monday math challenge because I really like these questions. You are going to have to apply several different skills that you've learned this year to be able to solve both of these, including where you're going to have to create your own problem at the bottom for number 5. The one hint that I will give you for number 4 is think about what operation we do when we see the word left. That is the only hint that I will give you for this page. So for independent practice, you're going to be finishing number 1 and number 3. And then page 2, working on these 2 challenge problems on your own. I look forward to seeing if you successfully complete the challenge, and I'll offer you feedback as I need to. Good luck.